first, thank you all for coming, for making it. Gerardo just landed from Malaga. It's been crazy. Antonio interrupted his holidays to be here with us. And holidays for a founder is not common. So really thank you for being here. So we're here gathered today to talk about how we're going to build a secure digital future in the era of AI, and the way that these people are here together, because these are representative of the startup world, of the corporate world, and of the institutional world. Because what we want to talk is about collaboration. This is not a war. This is not a battle that we can win on our own. So I think this is why we've brought kind of different perspectives to this topic. At the end of the day, we are in a moment where digital tools have become part of our daily life. Every single aspect of our life has a digital component. That makes our lives easier, but also increases the threats. At the same time, AI is opening a whole new era, full of new possibilities, but also risks increase with it. And as we're trying to prove from Google for Startups with our programs, is also AI can be also a great tool for innovation and for technology to actually fight cyber threats in a more efficient and fast way. But these are kind of the duality world in which we live, the goods and the bad, the pros and the cons. First, this is a panel about collaboration. I wanted to ask each of you a brief introduction, 1-2 minutes, but mainly from the angle of what is your role in the cybersecurity ecosystem?
First of all, good morning, everyone, and thank you, Google for Startups, and especially you, Sofia, for inviting INCIBE, the National Institute for Cybersecurity of Spain. As you say, our role in cybersecurity, we are a public institution, so we develop the public policies in cybersecurity, and our mission is to get a safe environment, a digital environment for now and for the future. And we are focused on our own citizens and companies, because in Spain, as you know, we don't have a sole or unique agency in cybersecurity, so we are divided, and that's what we do, develop public policies in cybersecurity for citizens and companies. Thank you.
Okay. Gerardo?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gerardo Fernandez from the Biostoto team, and located in Malaga. So I thought it was hot there. When I arrived to Madrid, it was really hot here, to be honest. Yeah. So I'm very pleased to be here, and thank you very much for the invitation. It's a pleasure always to come to here and talk to you about cybersecurity. This is my work for, I think, more than 20 years. I work as a malware analyst, a researcher, and also I participate in the Grow Academy, mentoring startups, also helping the development of the program, and things like that. I also develop tools. Recently, I'm working on a AI-enhanced tool for Biostoto that will be released soon. So happy to join and be part of this communication vision, this talk.
And Antonio, your role as a founder, what are you solving in the cybersecurity ecosystem?
Awesome. So thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. So I'm Antonio, the CEO and founder of Zipo. At Zipo, what we're doing basically is fighting social engineering. So we develop a tool to help organizations or to empower organizations with the resources and knowledge to fight social engineering. So we're actually working on that dimension of the human side of things. As you can imagine, and as most of you might be aware, cyber criminals are starting to pay less attention to infrastructure, hardware and software, and are starting to go to the weakest part of the chain, which is us.
Cool, thank you. So back to you, Carla. In this new, well, not new, 10 years, but in this AI world, what is your future for a secure digital ecosystem?
As you said before, IA is a tool, but it can be used to improve our lives, but also in a malicious way. So we need to be ready to that. IA is here, and the use of it is only going to grow. So we use it not only students to do their homework, but also in the health system or in transportation or infrastructure to get and improve our services. But to be able to secure a safe digital future, we need to be cyber secure, and that's what we're doing in CIBE, to focus in cybersecurity. Because through the IA, the cyber criminals are getting more sophisticated and they are amplifying their surface or attacks. So we need to be prepared to face those attacks, to prevent them, to mitigate them, and also to be resilient when we are attacked, because either you're being attacked or you are going to be attacked. So we need to set to change that state of mind, to be prepared and to the new risks that are growing in the digital world with artificial intelligence. And we believe from INCIBE that we need to focus in 3 main pillars to battle and to make to face these challenges. The first one is to raise awareness and knowledge in cybersecurity, that anyone can be attacked, not only big companies, also SMEs or through any citizens. You know, you get the phishing, the missing, and you get it in your phone, and they are going to be more sophisticated because they use the deepfake, or they use some new tools that we can't even think about them right now because we can't imagine them. And everyone needs to be aware and educated in cybersecurity and using technology with these new tools. The second one is to have a proper legal framework. We are pioneers at the European level with the IA Act has been passed. And the aim of this act is to ensure that IA respects the rights and it's ethical in the use. And this is we are leaders at the world level, and it's not stopping innovation. I heard sometimes that this European legislation is to stop innovation. It's not. It's just to ensure that IA respects our rights and is respectful and it's ethical and it doesn't have a bias and it's used in a proper way. So it's using the tool in the right way. And the last one is, as you said before, collaboration. Collaboration is key. Cybersecurity knows no borders, and it's not only collaboration between private or public, it's collaboration among everyone to share experiences. At this kind of panels are really useful, and I think later we'll talk about collaboration, so I stop here.
Let's pause it there. So Gerardo, from your perspective as, let's call it kind of more the private sector, the corporation, what responsibilities do kind of corporates such as Google, Virus Total have in this cybersecurity world, and what is Virus Total exactly kind of providing to ensure the security?
Well, regarding privacy concerns and things like that, Virus Total is already a key contributor in the industry because it acts as a neutral agent sharing information about the different partners and customers. So we are already taking steps into that direction. We're also developing some solutions that are using AI. Last year we released the Code Insight application. We are still improving this solution to facilitate the analysis work by providing a natural language description of what's the activity of our sample. And I agree with my colleague because one of the key parts here is to collaborate. This new era, let's say that, requires a multidisciplinary approach. We need to involve not only cybersecurity experts, but also AI experts, policymakers, ethicists, and many other stakeholders.
You were talking about human as a goal. I mean, I think at South Summit this year, the whole topic is about human by design, but here also we're talking about how the kind of be some threats actually. How do you address that human element in the cyber threats at ZIPO, but also kind of more broadly?
Yeah, so first of all, I mean, what we do is we try to influence the community and educate the market. We see that still nowadays when you talk to security leads or to companies overall, like the social engineering component or the human element is not on their agendas. So they don't have a problem whatsoever in investing millions of dollars in protecting their infrastructure, as they have been doing over the last 20 years. But when it comes to protecting their employees what they do is basically they refer back to traditional training methods, right? So they go into your company and they overwhelm you with boring courses that tell you about what is a SEO fraud, what is a phishing, a spear phishing. And let me tell you something, I believe employees, we do not care at all about cybersecurity, which is totally normal, right? So what we do is we take a much more innovative approach, which begins with analyzing and understanding the cognitive approach of learning that humans have. That basically means understanding that we humans learn in a much quickly way if we are exposed to those scenarios in a real simulated way. And therefore, after that, the overall process of learning cybersecurity and learning how to fight social engineering becomes much more effective if we are trained in a much more targeted way. This basically means that if you, for example, introduce your credentials in a whatever phishing scam, and Gerardo just clicked on a link, I don't need to train both of you in the same way. And I don't need to train both of you with a 60 minutes course. So perhaps it's telling you in 10 seconds the risks and consequences of introducing your credentials in the wrong place, and telling Gerardo about the consequences of not raising his hand and reporting that to the security lead at his company, right? So that's the approach that we are taking. And also, in all this process, what we are doing is we basically understand that we humans are different. That basically means that we learn at different pace, right? So why the hell we need to expose all our workforce to the same type of training and assume that we are going to move all at the same speed? It didn't happen when we were at university or schools, right? So how the hell we should assume or pretend that this is going to happen in a matter that is so complicated or challenging as it is cybersecurity, right? So that's what we do, and basically in that process, what we try to do is educate companies and teach them about the potential threats of social engineering.
Okay, really interesting. Now I want you, at the end of the day, you've been 20 years, long time, all working in the cybersecurity sphere. I would like to understand from your point of view, what are the main challenges and opportunities that we are facing as of today in the cyber ecosystem, or in the world? What are the main challenges that we're facing?
The main challenges, well, the benefits are going to be a lot of them. The World Economic Forum says there's going to be a global growth of GDP of 7% with the use of IA, but also the World Economic Forum report of risk for this year, 2024, places the adverse effect of IA in the second place of the risk globally, and cybercrime in the 5th place. So they are together, the risks of the IA and the risks of cybercrime. And which are the main challenges? To be able to be prepared to defend, to mitigate, to deter these kind of challenges. But I will highlight one of them, which is talent, the lack of talent in the IT sectors and mainly in the IA in cybersecurity. There is a study that here in Spain there is a gap of 50% between the demand and the offer of professionals in cybersecurity. So we need to train people in cybersecurity. And as you were saying before, it's not only techs or techies, this kind of sectors need every kind of profiles and skills, like lawyers, civil servants, and policy makers, because cybersecurity is a holistic and it affects every sector in every layer. So it's something it has to be human by design, but also safe by design, cybersecurity by design. This is the goal is following the next Cyber Resilient and Cyber Solidarity Act at the EU level, like to maintain the cybersecurity in the supply chain and to be secure by design. And to be able to face all these challenges, to attract and to retain talent is key, because nowadays we are not competing inside our borders, we're competing globally. We are competing with international companies, we are competing with public sector, private sector, and it doesn't have to be seen as a competition, it should be collaboration. But we need talent to be able to take these places and to face these challenges and not to be competing with each other. And inside this talent, we also need to promote the presence of women in this sector, because the numbers say that also there is a lack of women in this cybersecurity and AI sector. So we need to boost the presence of women to enrich this sector and generally also the talent.
Thank you. Gerardo, from your point of view at VirusTotal, what are you seeing kind of macroeconomically, but also kind of what are the main challenges we're facing? And also, do you see opportunities in AI versus kind of the growing risks?
That's something that we need to consider, how the cybersecurity ecosystem is changing these times. So traditionally, cybersecurity has focused on safeguarding system and data from misuse, destruction of data, disclosure, and things like that, protecting software, protecting hardware networks, and also ensuring that users are following the best practice, security best practices, okay? However, with the advent of artificial intelligence, the scope of cybersecurity has made it wider. Now, cybersecurity also need to ensure that the AI models are reliable, resilient, and robust against zero attacks. Not only adversarial attacks, but also data poisoning or prompt injection. Those new attacks, are challenging the adoption of artificial intelligence and new cybersecurity solutions. On the other side, the misuse, I'm not going to talk about it, the misuse of artificial intelligence through deepfakes, as you know, and also misinformation campaigns need to be addressed. There are a lot of things that we need to talk about. There are a lot of new challenges on the table. Also, artificial intelligence needs, by design, access to a vast amount of data. This data needs to be protected. This large amount of data suppose a bigger, wider attack surface, so that we need to protect. But at the end, I think that the benefits we can get from using these technologies is outstanding. We started working on artificial intelligence by VirusTotal last year, and we've seen a lot of progress. To be honest, I think we are scared on most of the things that are coming than the things that are here. We haven't found many intelligent use of artificial intelligence, redundant, in malware activities, okay? While we're seeing that a lot of people working in the cybersecurity industry are adopting artificial intelligence to protect the users. And this is something that I really feel glad of, because this is something that we can use. Artificial intelligence provides an outstanding process of large amount of data. We can predict behavior. We can predict something that's going to happen. We can assess users of any anomaly or correlation that can help us to identify threats and respond to it. So there are a lot of products being out there already, integrating cybersecurity. Many of them are starting in startups. Some of the startups that are here are working in artificial intelligence. That's something really good. This is what I think of the new challenges, how we can control, how we can adapt this new artificial intelligence paradigm in the cybersecurity ecosystem that's going to come.
Thank you for that approach. And then, Antonio, you're founder, startup, so as a startup, in the startup ecosystem, what are the main challenges or opportunities that you're seeing as a founder? Do you have, is it a good moment to launch a cyber startup? Is it going especially difficult? Or what are the main challenges that you're facing?
I think it's always a great moment, and cybersecurity is enjoying or is going through like strong tailwinds, and I think from that perspective is perhaps the best moment in history to start a company in the cybersecurity industry. But let me say first that the VirusTotal team, which I don't know if many people here are aware, but it is a Spanish company that was acquired by Google, because still nowadays not many people are aware about that, and I think you guys are doing an impressive job. So. And I have to thank you, because you were there 20 years ago and you are inspiring the new and next generation of startups in the cybersecurity space as we are doing. And also from a collaboration effort standpoint, I see like our National Cybersecurity Competence Center in Zibe is doing an awesome job. So we're working very closely with the European Union in different working groups in the cybersecurity space. And I know that when it comes to Spain, Spain's reputation in cybersecurity is top.
No.
Now, to your question, from the startup angle or from our experience, I see two main dimensions of challenges. The first one is AI itself. So why AI is increasing this risk? Basically, cyber criminals are, see in these Gen AI tools an opportunity to increase the speed at which they create those attacks, and also the sophistication of those attacks, right? And I think we humans need to understand that social engineering goes well beyond those traditional phishing techniques, so what you get in your email, but it can go to many other areas. And just to give you an example, a few weeks ago here in Madrid, you know that when you park your car in the wrong place, you get a little nice paper with a receipt, like a penalty that you have to pay. In those, a few weeks ago, they were placing those papers wrongly, fake papers, in cars with a wrong QR code, a fake QR code. That QR code was giving cyber criminals the opportunity to access your data. So that's one example of how cyber criminals could be exploiting your data in ways that go, much more beyond traditional phishing techniques. Mm-hmm. The second aspect that I see is the challenge. It's that the system is way too rigid. Yes, at the European level or union level, we have been very successful in setting up initiatives such as GDPR, data protection, right? But what if those systems are indeed prohibiting us from or preventing us from really succeeding in our attempts to fight aspects such as social engineering? Let me put an example of what I mean. Imagine you go to a doctor and the doctor is going to run a triage on you. And then you tell your doctor, don't touch me. Don't dare to take a blood test. Don't even run a scan. Then how the hell the doctor is going to know what's going wrong with you? So now imagine that we, in our companies, or we, providers of cybersecurity or companies, want to understand what's going on behind the scene, in particular when it comes to employees. We cannot know many things. We don't know what's happening in your phones, for example. We cannot know because GDPR, for example, prevents us from knowing that. And that's the real danger, because I'm pretty sure that 80%, 90% of the audience here are using their phones for both professional and personal purposes. So you open your email, your professional email, you check your email, and right away you open your Instagram account or any other app, WhatsApp, to check on your personal matters. So you're flowing from your personal or professional life in a very easy way, right? So with us, or without us having the chance to really see what's happening there, that's something that GDPR still nowadays doesn't help. We are not going to be able to fight social engineering in the way we expect. And last but not least, when it comes to collaborators, I think we've left behind unions, which is to some extent understandable, right? If we are lacking talent in the corporate world, imagine in the union side. But unions, in the future, when it comes to social engineering, we believe they're going to play a crucial role in setting up the standards of how we approach, we tackle, and we interact with employees.
Thank you, Antonio. I mean, you tackled and you opened up for my next question, which is about collaboration. Also, I think that's interesting. We were talking about regulation and the need of regulation, of course, but then some limitations for innovation or addressing. So I think it's how can we actually foster the collaboration between the public, the corporate, and the startup world in the cyber ecosystem? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we believe it's a set of mind also, that we need to understand that cybersecurity is not a competitive, it's not a competition, it's a field where everybody is playing and everybody needs to be prepared, so we need to share in this field our knowledge and experiences to be better prepared to tackle these challenges and face these cyber criminals and their new techniques. And in INCIBE, for us, it's a key collaboration, and all our programs are focused and are based in collaboration. For instance, we are collaborating inside Spain with different entities, public and private. For example, the internship program of INCIBE Emprende, is collaborating with 35 public and private entities to boost entrepreneurship in all the territory. And we go to the regions, not only to the main cities, but to every region, so the citizens or the thinkers, the innovators have easier access to these kind of programs. And we are also working with the regions. It's very new because it's not a vertical collaboration, top-down, from the central government to the regions, but it's a cooperation between the regions and the central government. And we are boosting verticals in cybersecurity, like rural tech, or analytics, or connected vehicle, that the regions are specialized, so they can be prepared and be strategic in this sector. And we are also collaborating at the European level. We are part of the European framework of cybersecurity. INCIBE is the national coordinator of cybersecurity, so we are working closely with the NCC of the Europe, also with EXO, with ENISE. We are being selected as an acceleration program by NATO, so it's going beyond also European borders, and we are a bridge to the Latin America, because we are working closely with Latin American countries to develop and assist them and help them, accompany them on the process of creating their cybersecurity agencies or strategies. And that's how we work, like counting with the private sector when we develop the public policies, because you need to know what are their needs to success in your public policy. You need to listen to them, and that's how develop such programs like public procurement, innovation, the internationalization program, or the talent program also. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think collaboration is key, and we need to be working towards it.
Gerardo, what do you think?
Asking me about collaboration made me think about the Aristotle story. Okay. Because Aristotle was created with the collaboration in mind. So the initial purpose of Aristotle is to provide a common place where every user can upload a file, and it's going to be tested by antivirus engines, and it provides a result to the user. And this is quite important, if any antivirus engine doesn't detect this file as malicious, this file is going to be shared with it. At the end, they will improve and enhance the antivirus engine. This is the correlation we were thinking at that time. Ultimately, I think everything is about finding a common ground. When the collaboration serves as a lever to improve services and products that we, as society, develop. So, what are the obstacles? Why we don't do this? We don't collaborate much more. I think the problem is that sometimes organizations see that the information they share doesn't provide them with a worthwhile return. Why is that? Sometimes confidentiality prevents information sharing, that's true. But all the time, the information is seen as an asset by itself. That when it's shared, it's lose its value. So we need to create, or we need to foster collaboration solution that can provide a first-hand additional information to the organization that share this information. Providing this additional value, it was make people share things. You are going to share something because you're going to get something in return. This expansion of information is what can get everything done. Sorry.
Don't worry. Good?
Good turn. Yeah, I need to drink, sorry.
There you go. Don't worry. So we're all like that. And Antonio, I mean, I see Antonio's looking at the time more than myself. But I mean, from your angle, kind of let's close today. What else would we need to foster more collaboration? And from the Founder X angle.
Very quickly, Sia spoke about government, regulation, European Union, the country. You spoke about collaboration at a different angle, the community and the corporate side. I think what I can say is, I've been speaking here about social engineering. Social engineering is about us, humans, right? So what I can say is, if you see something, say it. So help your community to prevent future attacks, right? So if you receive something on your phone, if you receive something in a platform that you're using for professional or personal uses, raise your hand and say it. And if you don't know how to do it, we can help you at ZIPO. So reach out to us and we'll help you figure that out.
So say it and call him. But okay, so I think this was a great way to finish. Thank you so much. And as we started saying, this is not something that we can win one on our own. This is really about all of us joining forces, from the just raise your hand and say something odd is happening to just collaboration between the corporate, the public, the startup world. That's also why Google has opened our GSEC, our Google Center for Cybersecurity in Malaga. So Spanish is at the hub of the European innovation, and that's also why at Google for Startups we focus on cybersecurity, because this is important for all of us, and only together we will win this. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you all for coming, and enjoy South Summit.